Hi, people. I'm coming live because I just got out of being kidnapped by the Dutch police. Yesterday, I went to the Youth Protection Office to find out whether I could speak to my children or when I could see them, because the last time I saw them was on the 8th of May, 2018. I've been to international protection, or I applied for international protection in Belgium. And what happened there is that they told me that the Netherlands was the one who was supposed to offer me international protection. So basically, I could not. I came back on the 18th of April, last month that was, and immediately the day after, I wasn't even 24 hours in the country, and I was beaten by 5 police officers and thrown to jail. And they were saying that I had a fine or a signal to be apprehended, to take DNA off of me. My mother rushed to the police prison and paid the fine, but then they let me go without taking the DNA, because I told them I wasn't planning on giving them any DNA, and I had already let them know this by ways of a letter. So basically what happened yesterday was I walked into the Youth Protection. I asked to speak to the family manager, Christine Rietveld, and she basically denied me to come and speak to me. Then they called Jarka Zuidervliet, who is the manager of the family manager, who both of them, by the way, are quitting their jobs, or I don't know if they're quitting voluntarily or they're supposed to leave the Youth Protection. But that's besides the point. So they called police. They refused to speak to me, refused to let me know whether my children were alive or where they were, or when I could speak to them. They called the police. The 2 police officers who came basically told me that I have been asked to leave Youth Protection, and that they had verbally communicated to me that there would be a meeting on the 20th of May, but that they already told me as well that they were going to send me either an email or a letter. The only 2 letters I received was the court hearing, or the court ruling from the last court hearing that was held on the 28th of January, which was basically the court hearing to take away my parental rights. And I wasn't even in the country when they did that. They put a newspaper ad in the newspaper called Staatscourant, and there they so-called gave me a notice that there will be a hearing on the 28th of January 2019. But on the 3rd of December 2018, they held a hearing, and the invitation for that, they sent it to me on the 22nd of October. And there they knew where I was, in Belgium at the asylum camp. They sent me an invitation there. And on the 30th of October, they placed the newspaper ad claiming not to know where I was. And then on the 18th of December, they sent me the court ruling for that hearing of the 3rd of December. And they sent it addressed to my 10-year-old son at the address in Belgium at the asylum camp. So that's how I received the court ruling. So somewhere between the 30th of October and the 18th of December, they somehow did not know where I was. They never sent me the court ruling. I had to call 3 times in order to get it. And yesterday is when I picked it up. So that's that. Now, when I arrived at the police station, I told them immediately that I wanted international protection, because since Belgium told me that the Netherlands is the one who is supposed to offer me international protection, since they made me arbitrarily an immigrant, they stripped me of my nationality and told me to go and get a passport from my mother. So they held me 2.5 years in the Dominican Republic, refusing to give me a passport, and told me to get a Dominican passport because there's where my mother was born. But the Constitution of the Dominican Republic says that any Dominican anywhere in the world who gets a child anywhere in the world, that child has the Dominican nationality. So they said that I voluntarily took on another nationality. Now, I cannot remember that, because when I was born, I don't remember stating that I voluntarily wanted the Dominican nationality. So while they refused to issue me a passport, they had said, tourist, like, with all my belongings was stolen. So my passport as well, and my my money. So I couldn't do anything. So when I went to the immigration office in the Dominican Republic, I asked them, can I have a work permit? And they told me, well, where is your mother born? Where are your parents? Where are your parents from? And what nationality do you have? And I told them I have the Dutch nationality, but my mother is Dominican. And they said, well, okay, since your mother is Dominican, it would be arbitrary for us to let you undergo a naturalization process. So they told me all you need to do is do a transcript of your birth certificate. Anyway, in 2016, when I came back to the Netherlands by ways of a visa, 47 days later, they kidnapped my children under threat, duress, and coercion. And it was because somebody first said that I mistreated my children. And when that did not work, because the police came at 10 o'clock in the morning, between 9 and 10 in the morning, and they said, well, we don't see no reason to take any actions with this accusation, so we're going to leave. So at between 3 and 4 in the afternoon, they came back, and then they said, oh, somebody said now that you mistreated your mother. And because of that, they said that the police stood between me and my children with his hands on his gun, and he said, I'm taking the children with me now. He did not have a court order. He just said that just to have things cool down, he will take the children. So it was basically a feeling that he had and false accusations. Anyway, they took the children. The children were in some foster home, because before I came back to the Netherlands, they told me that they needed me to give permission so that some people from my mother's religion, Jehovah's Witness, could help her take care of the children during the weekends. So they started doing that in 2016, January. Mind you, my children were already in the Netherlands since 2014, because when I had gathered the money to come back to the Netherlands, they refused to give me a passport. So I sent the 2 children up front with my aunt. So since 2014, the children has been with my mother. So by January 2016, they told me they wanted my mother to be helped with the children because she was old and she was sick and I don't know what more. So I told them, oh, that is okay, but when I get back, all of that is going to end because I am taking care of my children and I don't need no help from nobody. And that I clearly stated that in, they call it a plan of undertaking or something like that. So by the time I came back in August 2016, they waited 47 days to, take my children with no court order and on the threat and duress. And I have the whole complaint handling from the police officer who did that. I have that on YouTube and it has a translation as well. So they kept my youngest son in a closed institution after the first family that he was staying at. They took them out of the Jehovah's Witness home and they put him in a family home. I had never given any permission to do that, but they did that. And these people were hitting my son. My son was telling mommy, hit me every day. And I don't like that. So I spoke to those people and I told them, please, if he is doing something that he's not supposed to do, come and talk to me, but do not let your son hit him on his head every day. They said, okay, they will look after that. But the next thing I know is like a week later, they bit my son. The young boy bit the young boy, son of these people bit my son. My son bit him back. And then the mother bit my son. So he had a whole bite mark on his arm and they were not letting me get to him. They took an entire year to have me go and see my son with no court order again. The family manager decided that, oh, you're not supposed to see your child and he's not supposed to come and see you. And no family member was supposed to see my child. So I told her, well, you're not a judge and you don't have a court order for this. So I'm going to pick up my son. So I went to the closed institution. I picked up my son. And when I got to the station of that city, the police came because the family manager called the police, Christine Riedfeld. And normally when the police comes for these cases, they say, well, this is a civil case. We cannot do anything. But the police took it upon himself to basically apprehend me, beat me up. They beat me up between the three of them in front of a 6-year-old young boy. So they turned around and filed a report against me that I beat up only one of them when they were with three of them. My older son was staying at the woman who did the false reporting, the false police filing, report filing. And this woman's name is Wilma Pitana. She is a Jehovah's Witness who declared that my mother said to her that I mistreated the children. When that did not have any effect, she went a second time, but this time she took my mother with her. My mother did not understand what was being said. The police officer even declared that he never spoke to my mother. Anyway, to make a long story short, my mother made a declaration at the Dominican consulate stating that, that's an affidavit stating that she had never, ever said that to this woman. But she did this rather late because she told me Jehovah's Witnesses are not allowed to lie. They're not allowed to tell any lies. So she didn't believe me that she was the one who did the false report filing. So then she told me, and I don't think the police is going to lie about me saying something I never said. So she took it upon herself to go to the police station. The police station told her, oh, go away because you did say it, so go away. So that's when she decided to go and do an affidavit on that, stating that she never, ever told anybody that I mistreat nor my children, nor her, my mother. Mind you, my mother is 84 years old, so they basically told a lie on my mother just to be able to have an excuse to come in the home and take the children. So fast forward back to the to yesterday when I went to the youth protection. Oh no, I have to go back because that was the first case that I had to do with some criminal issue. Then they made me homeless because here in the Netherlands, the city, the municipalities work together with youth protection, and they all are interconnected. Police and everybody is interconnected. That's why I call them an organized criminal organization that basically does crimes against children. And in this case, it's kidnapping, and they're doing it not only to me, they're doing it to a whole lot of people. Anyway, they made me homeless. After I was homeless, I ended up in a winter shelter home or house. And there were 5 security agents. They called them handhaving agenten. They're basically at the same level as the police officers. So these people, I received the phone call after I had already registered myself to receive a little paper so that I can get food and something to drink. I have been waiting for an hour outside, and after I went inside, I received the phone call. After I had registered myself, I received the phone call, and they told me, "Oh, you're not supposed to answer the phone call. You gotta." I said, "But it doesn't say in here that I cannot make a phone call or receive a phone call." And I told her, "How can you be so unreasonable when I am receiving a call?" Anyway, the person who called me is a witness of this. So I told them, "Listen, I'm gonna hang up because they don't want me to make the phone call." So they told me, "Oh, and you want to have a big mouth too, this and that," and they told me either you stop you calling on the phone, or you're gonna go outside. I said, "No, I'm not going outside because I've been waiting for a whole hour to come inside. So why would I have to go outside? I already hung up." So one of the handhaver, security member, he told me, "Oh, you gotta go outside now because you think that you can say whatever you want, this and that." I told them, "What is your problem?" Anyway, they started pushing me around and basically lifted me up and pushed me outside. I fell back with my head against the floor. And then one held one arm on this side, the other one held one arm on the other side. Another one held my one leg and the other held the other leg. And another one sat on my stomach while they were hitting me in my face and broke all my tooth in my mouth. They turned around and called the police and declared that I had attacked only one agent of those, and that I had so-called deliberately scratched with my nail this man in his face. And they also pressed charges on me. The police court also again said that I was guilty, and did not regard anything because I sent them a letter. In both cases, I sent them a letter telling them what had really happened. And in both cases, they did not allow me to file a report. The police told me, "You can go and say whatever you want to say at the police hearing, at the police court hearing." And I told them, "No, I need to file a report because I have been beaten by 5 agents. And in the first time it was 3 police officers. So this is already 8 police officers." So they both of them filed a report, and I had to pay around 1,600 euros on fines altogether. This was already paid by a tender of payment. So last month on the 18th of April, when I came back, they said, "Oh, you're signaled for DNA taking." And the 5 of them beat me up again while I was trying to file another report. So yesterday when I went to the youth protection, I said, "Well, okay, well, now I want to file a report of kidnapping of my children because I'm not hearing if they're alive. They're not letting me speak to them for a whole year. So when they called police told me, oh, you're signaled for DNA taking, you're coming in. And they never allowed me again to file a report. Instead, while I was in there, the names of the police officers, I have them mentioned there, the ones who apprehend me, to have me file a report. Then there were two other police officers who beat me up because the prosecutor, how do you call that? The prosecutor told them to basically by force take me out of the cell and take my fingerprints. So they took all my fingerprints because I told them I'm not the person who is on in your system. So they told me, well, we need to determine who you are because we need your DNA and we're going to take it regardless, whether you want or don't. We're going to take it. So I told them, well, I am demanding international protection right now. They did not call the competent authorities, while Belgium has said that the Netherlands is the one who is supposed to be offering me international protection. So the next thing I know, I wasn't even allowed a phone call. It was today, this morning, that they decided, oh, okay, you're not Dutch. We just found out that you're not Dutch because you're Dominican. So we're going to call your embassy. They called the embassy. The embassy said, no, they need to call the consulate. The consulate spoke to me. And basically, I was telling them that I was denying to give my DNA. Anyway, I had to give it on the threat, duress, and coercion. And that's when they let me go at 7 p.m. tonight. I had to wait a whole hour for a bus. I left there around 8, and I just got back here where I am now. So this is now already the fourth time that I have been beaten by police officers in the Netherlands. I have lived 40 years in the Netherlands, and I have never, ever had anything to do with justice at all. So in order to incriminate me, to support the false accusations that they made, they basically incriminated me by beating me up and turn around and declare that I was the one who aggravated a police officer, when that was never the case. I even have witnesses from the first time they beat me up and the second time. And all of these people said, how is it possible that this is happening to you? Anyway, so this is what happened yesterday. I'm sending out an SOS because this has to stop. They're not only doing this to me. There was another mother who was in jail. I heard there was another one who was in jail. They are even going as far as taking children out of the hospital. To all mothers who are pregnant right now, and youth protection or VSG or whichever other institution that is taking away children, what I want to tell you is get the hell out of the Netherlands and get your baby elsewhere, and so that they cannot get your baby. And if you must have your baby here, do not go and register your baby. Because if you register your baby, you're giving your baby away to the government. And that's how they can get to your baby. And I understand now that they are trying to, shut me up because they have given me a written notice that I should take down everything that I have on the internet. I have all my documents, all the proof against the youth protection and the government. I have that all on my Calamio site. And I'm sending out an SOS because I am demanding international protection right now. And I do not want it from the Netherlands, because this is what I told Belgium. If you send me to the Netherlands, they are going to beat me up and apprehend me. They told me that is not possible because they are co-signers of the Human Rights Treaty. Well, that is all just a piece of paper, because it is not valid. Not here in the Netherlands. We are living in a Nazi regime, and I am sending out an SOS to the world. I don't care which country can give me and my children international protection, because apart from that, if my nationality is taken away because I so-called at the age of 0 when I was born voluntarily took on a nationality because the country's jurisdiction, my mother's country's constitution states so, then my children are Dominican too, because their father is Dominican and I am Dominican. Apart from that, if I lose my nationality, my children lost their nationality too. So how is it that the Netherlands can just take away parental rights when I wasn't even in the country? Because I only got back a month ago, and they took my nationality in January, the 28th of January. A judge decided that. So all the court rulings are fraudulent because this is fraud ab initio. And when a case is fraud ab initio, they took away my nationality to be able to hold me back in the Dominican Republic for 2.5 years. And then this police officer claims that I mistreated my children and my mother, and even claimed that I did not look after my children for 2.5 years, when it was the government, the Dutch IND immigration office, who stated that I am not gonna get a passport. So they were the ones who helped me there. So how can it be negligence of my part? So this is what I wanted to say, because this is what they did to me. They choked me and I couldn't breathe anymore. So I passed out. They threatened me that, you know, either way, if I refuse to give the DNA, they're going to use force to take the DNA. And so they did. So this is my my live video that I wanted to give out. One of the police officers said on this arm, and this entire arm hurts. I still have pain in my neck, and my voice is also not as normal, but I'm still alive. I am not giving up. They know that I won't give up. And I don't give a damn if the Netherlands is having a problem with this video. I do not give a damn. But this is going to go all over the world. All my documents that I have on Calamio are either in Africa, in the United States, and in South America. So you can do whatever you want. You can take down videos as you did before, where my sons are telling you that they want to be with me and that they want me to go often and see them, but you ordered YouTube to take down that video. I'm going to upload everything on another platform where you don't have jurisdiction to take it down, but where the whole world can just go and look at them. And I'm going to upload every conversation, every meeting, also the meeting where Christine Rietveld promises me that she's going to do everything in her power to not let me see my children or be with my children, that she was going to take away my children for good from me. And right now, I need to know where my children are, and I'm not going to stop. You cannot stop me from going to youth protection and demanding to know where my children are or to speak to my children. Christine Rietveld, Jarka Zuidervliet, I am not playing anymore. And I don't care what government you are, even if you're the Nazi devil, I don't give a damn. These are my children, and I gave no consent and no authority. Ever. I do not have a contract with the Dutch state. Ever. Ever. Bueno, ahora lo voy a decir en español, porque este video, el mundo entero tiene que saber cómo es que opera Holanda. A mí me robaron mis 2 hijos. Me lo robaron sin un orden de juez, y tampoco no tenían un orden para ni siquiera tener a los hijos míos. Llegaron a la casa de mi mamá y me robaron los muchachos. Y eso fue porque una mujer testigo de Jehová que se llama Vilma Pitana fue y puso una denuncia falsa diciendo que yo maltrato a mis hijos, que fue mi mamá que se lo dijo. Cuando eso no resultó dar ningún clase de efecto, porque los dos policías dijeron, nosotros no veo, ellos vinieron a las 9 de la mañana, el 9 de septiembre, el 11 de septiembre 2016, vinieron entre las 9 o las 10 de la mañana y me dijeron, no, nosotros no vemos ninguna razón de por qué tenemos que tomar cualquier acción en contra de ti, porque los niños están bien y no vemos ninguna razón por qué hacer nada con denuncia. Bueno, como a las 3 a las 4 de la tarde viene otro policía, porque de esta vez la misma mujer, Vilma Pitana, fue a la policía con mi mamá. Mi mamá no entiende el idioma de holandés y ella le dijo a la policía que mi mamá dijo que yo maltrataba a mi mamá. Mi mamá tiene 84 años de edad, o sea que ya ahí ella está alegando que soy una maltratadora de mis hijos y también de una anciana. O sea que eso me pone a mí como que yo soy un monstruo. Bueno, el policía que vino a las 4 de la tarde se puso entre los hijos míos y yo y alegó y puso su mano en su pistola y me dijo, yo me voy a llevar los niños ahora. Y se fue con los niños. No tenía un orden de arresto o un orden del corte que él podía llevar los niños. O sea que me amenazó, o sea que me lo llevó bajo amenaza y coerción y no tenía un orden de corte. Él se llevó a los niños. Después de eso, rápidamente yo no pude ver a mis hijos más. Duraron un año sin que yo pudiera ver a mi hijo. El más chiquito lo pusieron en un centro, en una institución cerrada. Después que la familia donde lo pusieron, donde tampoco no tenían ni siquiera autorización mía, ni firma para poner ese niño en una casa de hogar. Lo pusieron allá. Y esta familia, había un niño en la familia que le daba golpe en la cabeza y él me dijo, mami, este niño me está dando todos los días en la cabeza. Yo hablé con esa gente y le dije, mira, necesito que dejen de hacer eso. Si él está haciendo algo que no debe de hacer, por favor vengan y hablen conmigo. Me dijeron que sí, que todo iba a estar bien. Esta familia se llama familia DUTCH. Bueno, como una semana después, el niño mordió al hijo mío, el hijo mío lo mordió para atrás y después resulta que la mamá mordió a mi hijo. Cogieron a mi hijo y lo pusieron en un centro cerrado donde duraron un año sin permitirme hablar con él, verlo y ni siquiera dejarlo salir del centro. Y él lo que tenía eran 6 añitos y era un centro para niños entre 8 y 16 años. Y a él, cuando ya pasó un año, yo ya estaba harta porque yo dije, yo tengo que saber cómo está mi hijo. Cuando yo le llamé a la mujer de protección de menores, de protección de jóvenes, ella es el manager de familia, y yo le dije a ella, yo voy a ir a buscar a mi hijo y lo voy a sacar del centro porque él tiene derecho, igual que todos los niños, de estar con su mamá, aunque sea un fin de semana. Porque ya yo tenía un año sin verlo, sin que un corte había decidido que yo no podía ver mis hijos, ni podía estar con ellos, ni podía hablar con ellos. Eso decidió ella, o sea que ella se está dando como que ella es el juez. Bueno, cuando yo llegué al centro cerrado, yo agarré a mi niño y me lo llevé. Cuando yo llegué a la estación de tren, ahí llegaron 3 policías y me dieron golpe. Cuando ellos me dieron golpe, enfrente de mi hijo, o sea que mi hijo vio todo. Entonces, ese es un trauma, ya tú sabes. La primera trauma fue cuando lo cogieron con su mano en la pistola y me dijo que los niños se van con él ahora. La segunda fue que me dieron golpe delante de mi hijo de 6 añitos. Y después el policía me hace me pone una querella en contra de mí. Uno solo puso una querella en contra de mí diciendo, alegando que yo le volé arriba, donde ahí habían cámaras, pero nadie hace investigación para ver si eso es verdad. Lo que están haciendo es tratando de incriminarme, como no tienen nada en mi contra, porque yo viví 40 años en Holanda y nunca he tenido nada que ver con justicia. O sea que ahora tengo que ver con la justicia, pero con policías. Después me hacen que yo perdí mi casa. Estoy rondando la calle en invierno de 2018. En enero 8 del 2018 me sacan de mi casa. Yo no tengo casa, estoy rondando en la calle en Amsterdam y hay un centro de refugios para la gente que vive en la calle. Yo finalicé allá. Cuando llego allá, 5 agentes me caen arriba y me dan golpe. Así sin razón y de la nada. Simplemente porque contesté una llamada. Y ellos me dijeron que no estaba permitido hacer una llamada. Y yo tengo hasta gente que vieron todo suceder. Y dijeron que esa mujer nunca le hizo nada. Ellos simplemente la atacaron. Otra vez, un solo agente fue a la policía, me denunciaron. Me dieron una multa en total de 1.600 euros de esos 2 incidentes. Ya ahí me crearon un documento, o sea, un expediente para alegar que yo soy, ¿cómo se dice? Que yo soy un criminal o que soy agresiva. Pero en los 40 años que yo vivo en Holanda, yo nunca he tenido algo que ver con la policía, dique de ser agresiva. Pero bien, yo estoy peleando desde el 11 de septiembre de 2016 para que me devuelvan los niños. Yo fui a Bélgica a pedir protección internacional. Bélgica me dijeron que ellos no son la autoridad competente para ofrecerme protección internacional, que es Holanda que me tiene que ofrecer protección internacional. Yo le dije, ¿cómo es posible que Holanda me tiene que dar a mí protección internacional si ellos son los que me están agrediendo a mí y que me están violando todos mis derechos? Ellos me dijeron, no, porque ellos son las que te dieron una visa y por el Dublín, el convenio de Dublín, son ellos que te tienen que dar la protección. Entonces, ayer cuando a mí me apresaron, cuando yo fui al protección de menores a preguntar si mis hijos están vivos o si podía oír sus voces o si podía verlos, en vez de dejarme hablar con una persona, me llamaron la policía. La policía vino, tengo sus nombres ahí notados con los números. Y cuando la policía vino, yo le dije, mira, yo quiero hacer una denuncia en contra de la protección de menores porque ellos prácticamente me están negando a hablar con mis hijos. Y no hay ninguna ley en Holanda que dicta que yo no puedo preguntar por el bienestar de mis hijos. Y esa para proteger a mis hijos. Bueno, cuando me llevaron a la policía me dijeron, no, usted no puede hacer una denuncia, usted está señalado para dar ADN. O sea que me dieron golpe, me ahorcaron y me tumbaron. Uno se sentó encima de mi brazo, me dieron golpe y me dijeron, no importa si tú no quieres dar el ADN, tú tienes que darlo y vamos a utilizar la fuerza si tenemos que hacerlo. Y nada, cogieron su ADN y me cogieron las huellas y la policía, que era la jefe de ese día, le dio órdenes a esos 2 policías que no quisieron darme sus nombres para darme golpe. Entonces, hoy me soltaron a las 7 de la noche. Aquí son como las 11 y pico ya, las 2 y pico. Y yo llegué aquí como las 11:30 o las 11 de la noche. Y por eso estoy haciendo este video, porque quiero que todo el mundo se entere de lo que está pasando aquí en Holanda. Que están robando niños, hasta niños que están, mujeres que están embarazadas, que van a parir en el hospital, se lo llevan, simplemente porque alegan lo que ellos les da la gana y no importa si es verdad o no es verdad, ellos son los que se la saben. Y por eso aquí tenemos un SOS régimen de nazi, porque Holanda nunca ha salido del régimen de nazi. Bueno, yo estoy pidiendo protección internacional, no importa qué país me lo pueda dar, pero yo estoy pidiendo protección internacional al mundo entero. Oké, dus dat was allemaal in het Engels en het Spaans. Nu ga ik in het Nederlands. Gisteren was ik dus, zoals jullie weten, naar de jeugdbescherming gegaan. Bij jullie ga ik het even kort houden. En daar heb ik, dat hadden jullie kunnen horen op Connie zeg ik niet, haar site. Dat is inmiddels ook nu op mijn pagina gezet. Dat hele gesprek is opgenomen via de telefoon. Hoe dat gegaan is. Ik ben dus meegenomen. Ze hebben mij verplicht om DNA af te staan. Ik ben in elkaar geslagen om mijn vingerafdrukken te geven. Dus ja, hoe dan ook. Ze hadden gezegd, hoe dan ook, je moet verplicht DNA afstaan. Ik heb daar geen autorisatie voor gegeven. No authority. Om mijn DNA af te geven. Dat hebben ze toch gedaan. Ik mocht geen aangifte doen. Wederom. Dus dit is hoe Nederland te werk gaat. En ik ben het nu gewoon helemaal zat. Ik ben het gewoon helemaal zat. Ouders, als jullie zwanger zijn en de Nederlandse staat wil jullie kinderen afpakken vanaf de geboortebed, ga weg uit Nederland. En ga je kind ergens anders krijgen. En als het echt niet anders kan en je hebt je kind al gekregen, geef hem niet aan. Ga geen geboorteakte halen. Want de geboorteakte is eigenlijk een verkoop van je kind aan de Nederlandse staat. Aan de Nederlandse nazi-regime. Het is oorlog. Het is oorlog met Nederland. En het is een spirituele oorlog. Wees maar niet bang. Ik ben geen crimineel. En ik ben helemaal niet agressief. Dat willen jullie van mij maken. Jullie hebben me geïncrimineerd. Jullie hebben valse aangiftes gedaan. Jullie hebben valsheid in geschriften gepleegd. Dat allemaal. Kidnapping, genocide en RICO. Want jullie werken allemaal samen. All of you work together. You're an organized crime of criminals in the Netherlands. You have a Nazi regime because this country has never been given back from the Nazi regime to the Netherlands. When Queen Wilhelmina got out of the Netherlands, she basically deserted the country. She came back after the war like nothing happened and just appointed ministers without having any elections. So that is illegal. So the Netherlands has never been given back to the Netherlands. This is still a Nazi regime. Esto es RICO, esto es raptura de niños, esto es incriminando parientes para poder salir con las suyas. Holanda está bajo el régimen de los nazis. Por eso es que cuando la reina Wilhelmina salió huyendo de Holanda antes de la Segunda Guerra Mundial, ellos entregaron a Holanda prácticamente a los nazis. Y eso nunca lo devolvieron. Los nazis nunca se lo devolvieron a Holanda. O sea que todavía están en manos de los nazis. Y por eso es que aquí todo lo hacen sin consecuencia ninguno. El Bilderberg también es uno que está todo involucrando en Holanda. Porque la reina Máxima, que también es familia de los nazis, también está involucrada en todo esto. El rey está involucrado. Ellos se hacen sacrificios a niños, matan a niños, tiran con armas a los niños. Y por eso estoy enviando un SOS al mundo, porque si están haciendo eso con mis dos niños, le va a salir bien caro. Porque entonces yo voy a hacer lo que debo de hacer como madre. So this is what they're doing. This is the Nazi regime, Bilderberg organization. The Netherlands has never been taken away from the Nazis. It's still under the Nazi regime. And if they think that they're going to shut me up by trying to drive me crazy for not telling me where my children are, they are dead wrong, because I am not gonna go crazy. Hell no. I need to stay sane. I need you to know that I need to stay sane in order to still keep on fighting for my children. These last 2.5 years, going to 3 years, on the 11th of September of this year, I'm going to the 3rd year. If I haven't lost my head in those 3 years, I will not lose it now. Now I'm going to fight even harder. Now I'm going to share even more information so people can wake up and see what is going on in the Netherlands. It is done and over with. House of Representative, what the hell are you going to do about this? I don't give a damn what you think of what I'm doing. You can try and incriminate me some more. There's nothing worse that you can do than having a 6-year-old closed down for a whole year with no family members whatsoever. I'm not having it any longer. So you're going to hear from me every day. Jullie gaan iedere dag van mij horen, Tweede Kamer, Eerste Kamer, de Staten-Generaal. Mark Rutte, ik laat je hierbij weten, ik heb jou als eindverantwoordelijke gesteld voor het welzijn van mijn kinderen. Ik pik dit niet langer. Het is einde oefening. Jullie hebben mij stateloos gemaakt. Jullie hebben mij gestript van mijn nationaliteit. Mogen jullie allemaal hebben. Maar als ik geen Nederlandse nationaliteit heb, hebben mijn kinderen die ook niet. Dus hoe kan het zo zijn dat jullie kinderen jatten die geen Nederlandse nationaliteit hebben? Ze zijn niet jullie eigendom. Dat om te beginnen. Ze zijn niet aangeschreven als allochtoon. Ze zijn autochtonen over de hele wereld. En dat ben ik ook. Want we zijn inheems. Knoop dat goed in je oren. En wat jullie ook doen, als jullie denken dat jullie mijn kinderen gaan brainwashen, het loopt in hun DNA. Het loopt in hun DNA. Jullie hebben nu de DNA. Onderzoek maar wie ik ben. Want die DNA hebben mijn kinderen ook. En die kraken jullie niet zomaar. Die gaan jullie niet breken. Die is niet te breken, Mark Rutte. Hierbij. So this is what I told the president of the Netherlands. You can take my DNA. You can try and brainwash my children. But what they have in their DNA is not to be broken. They cannot be brainwashed because they carry my DNA. And their DNA has been encoded. They are autochthonous all over the world, anywhere they go. And they are certainly not Dutch. Because if you strip me from my nationality arbitrarily, they are stripped from their nationality. So where do you go off giving me a written notice to hand you over Dutch passports of the children while you know you stole my children? So this is the end of it. I am not backing down. Now I'm starting. Now I am starting to fight. Now I will let you know who I am. Nu laat ik je weten wie ik ben, Mark Rutte. Want ik hoef dit niet te pikken. Het is on. Het is einde oefening. Se acabó, presidente Mark Rutte. Se acabó. Porque lo que mis hijos llevan en su ADN, la que me robaste, investiga mi ADN para que sepas que a mis hijos no lo puedes manipular. Lo cargan en su ADN, no lo puedes manipular. Así que devuélvame mis hijos, porque si a mí me quitaste la nacionalidad holandesa, ellos también perdieron su nacionalidad holandesa. Esto se acabó. Hasta aquí llegaste. Porque si tú crees que yo vengo de un hogar roto, mi papá y mi mamá, el base que ellos me dieron a mí, eso está en el ADN de mis hijos. Yo no vengo de una familia rota. Yo vengo de una familia grande y extendida. Y ya yo te mandé miles de papeles para que sepas de dónde yo soy. Ik heb je honderden papieren gestuurd, zodat je weet uit welke stamboom ik kom. Mijn vader was geen idioot. Mijn vader heeft mij een opvoeding gegeven, waarbij ik jou respecteer als je mij respecteert. And he sure didn't raise no fool. Dus bij deze, als mijn kinderen volgens jullie de Nederlandse nationaliteit bezit, en berg je, Christine Rietveld, als jij een paspoort voor die kinderen hebt uitgegeven. Want dat hele gedoe van dat jullie de gezag hebben ontnomen, daar kunnen jullie reet mee schoonmaken. Dat kunnen jullie doen. Het is nu einde oefening. Want jullie hebben me nu 4 keer in elkaar geschopt. En jullie willen zo hard maken dat ik agressief ben. Hoe kan het zo zijn dat ik 40 jaar in Nederland woon en nog nooit te maken heb gehad met justitie? Hoe verklaren jullie dat? Dat het alleen maar ambtenaren zijn. Ik heb alleen maar problemen met ambtenaren. Hoe kan dat? En het is begonnen sinds dat jullie mijn kinderen hebben gekidnapt. En ik mag nergens van dossiers over hebben. I can have no files, nothing whatsoever. Because every time I ask for a file, I have no rights to get any file on anything. Not at the police, not at youth protection, nowhere. Not at the Council for Youth Protection, nowhere. So what is going on? What have you done with my children? I need to know where my children are. I want to hear their voice, and I want to know now. I don't give a damn what you do. SOS to the world. SOS. I am a freaking mother. I am a autochthonous to the entire planet. I need my children with me. Now, I demand my children to be with me. Because all that you have done is fraud ab initio. Ongeldig vanaf het begin. Alles is ongeldig vanaf het begin. Want als jullie vanaf het begin af aan mijn nationaliteit arbitrair hebben afgenomen, de kinderen hebben meegenomen zonder een papier, zonder een gerechtelijke orde, dan zijn jullie al met fraude bezig. Dus dit alles wat er daarna volgt is ongeldig vanaf het begin. Ik heb alle blote feiten. Alle feiten heb ik. I have all the proofs. Esto es fraude desde el inicio. Fraude ab inicio. Porque se llevaron los niños sin documentos. Me amenazaron. Me quitaron la nacionalidad. Me mantuvieron 2 años y medio alejado de mis hijos. Para venir a alegar que yo nunca cuidé de mis hijos. ¿Cómo es posible? Esto es fraude ab initio. No es válido. Todo lo que han hecho no es válido. Así que hasta aquí llegué yo. Demando a mis hijos de vuelta. Ahora, Mark Rutte, te estoy diciendo, presidente de Holanda, de Nazi Holanda, devuélveme mis hijos. Que yo no soy los holandeses que todos se quedan callados porque te tienen miedo. Yo no tengo miedo. SOS al mundo entero. SOS. Yo demando a mis hijos. SOS. Ik eis mijn kinderen terug en ik eis internationale bescherming. SOS. Demando protección internacional. SOS, I demand international protection and I need my children back. I don't give a damn what you do. And this video, I'm going to have it go around the whole world because it's done and over with. I am not taking it anymore. I am not having it. You cannot try and incriminate me by beating me up by police officers and saying, oh, she's an aggressive mom. We've got to protect the children from her. No, I have to protect the children from you. Yo tengo que proteger mis hijos de ustedes. Ik moet mijn kinderen beschermen van jullie. Jullie vormen een gevaar voor mijn kinderen. You pose a threat to my children. And it is my duty as a parent to protect them. Es mi deber como pariente de protegerlos. Y lo he hecho los 3 años que me tienen ya en este va y viene. And I have been protecting my children for these last 3 years that you sent me back and forth. Ik ben ze al 3 jaar bezig om mijn kinderen te beschermen van jullie. En jullie willen mij dat beletten. Het is einde oefening. SOS to the world. A mother seeking international protection. SOS al mundo. Una madre que está buscando protección internacional en contra de Nazi Holanda. Fijne avond. Have a nice evening. Goedenavond. Buenas noches.